phone, and then my cover's in the way. Oh, well, we're just a little crooked today, but that's okay. I didn't put my microphone in. See if I can get it in real quick. Okay. Hi, Hannah. How are you doing? Hi, Rachel. Sorry for all of the fiddling. Got you in a crazy position today. And I'm losing daylight, so I'm gonna try to hurry up. I'm crooked and everything. But hello, if you're just joining. I hope you guys can hear me too, because I had to plug in my mic mid, right whenever I started. So, hi, Meek Meek. I can see my comments today. Yay. Okay. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm not going to be long-winded, as my father would say today, but I just wanted to join you guys for a little bit of a live video for a couple of things that were on my heart. And it's cold today in Alabama. It's usually not chilly. Let's see. I think we're going to be in the 20s overnight for the next couple of nights, which is rare for here, but I don't know. I got to wear my little sweater today, so I'm good. Oh goodness, here's my, okay, here we go. It's cold in Birmingham. See, and you're in Alabama too, right? So that's crazy how it could be warm in one place and cold in another. It got up to 60 something today. So, which has been kind of chilly because it's been getting up to the 70s and lately. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to get used to this weather. And I've been here for 4 years now. And I'm still trying to get used to this weather. Because in New Mexico, we get all 4 seasons. We even get snow in the wintertime sometimes. So it is what it is. But I love the warm weather, though. Don't get me wrong. I love the warm weather. I don't like being cold. I'd rather be sweaty hot than freezing cold. I don't know, when the cold sets into my bones and my arms and stuff, I can't warm up for some reason. And when I was a flight attendant in Chicago, that was the coldest winter I've ever went through, ever. I mean, you're talking about cold. Cold in Detroit, yes, it is cold in Detroit. It's cold in New York. Anywhere up there in that vicinity, Ohio, it's cold. I'm talking about that is a different kind of cold. When you feel that wind coming off those lakes and stuff, oh my goodness. It is freezing. My dad is from Detroit. He lives in Texas now, in Houston, Texas. He said he would never go back. But I think Detroit is pretty, though. So he should go back and visit, I think. Well, God bless you and your family as well. No, winter doesn't last long here. It really doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't. Last winter, as a matter of fact, my husband likes to go hunting. He hardly had any days to go hunting because it was so warm, you know? See, hi, beautiful. How I am doing good, Sonora. How are you? And I love that name. Let's see. Hey, Faith. That's my mother's name. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, she just turned 11 on the 16th. And then my youngest daughter's birthday is actually today. So she turned 10 today. I'm getting old, y'all. That just means I'm getting old. Almost have a 15-year-old. I heard the birds chirping outside my window this morning. Love that. That's my favorite thing. Me and my kids and my husband will get in the car just to go bird watching. I love cardinals. I think the brown one is the girl and the red one is the boy. Either one of them, if you look at them up close, they are so beautiful, so beautiful. And I love the blue jays and the mockingbirds. I've never seen so many type of different birds. I even like the gray herons, which are long necks and long beak and stuff, but they're pretty. They're just so pretty. I love birds. Thank you. I will let her know. Yeah, she's excited. She got She put on her little birthday outfit and, took a few pictures for her grandmother. I don't take pictures, so my grandmother or my mom is always asking me, "Can you send me a picture?" I don't know. I just don't take pictures. I don't know. I'm so happy I could see my comments today. I couldn't see my comments last live video. I don't know why. It was crazy. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. I want to talk about the I guess what's been on my heart and on my mind lately is being blessed, God said, and he made a promise to us, and it's all throughout the Bible, and I don't know how many times it appears in the Bible. I probably should have Googled that, but the word bless, blessings, I will bless you, is all throughout the Bible. When you think about that, the only things that he asks for is for us to follow his word and to be obedient as we could be to him. And not saying we're not going to be perfect, because that's the only person that was ever perfect was Jesus, So he's not asking that of us, but he is asking for us to try our best to be obedient to him and his word, right? And so if that's all we need to do, then even through this craziness that's going on, or any craziness that's going on in your life, it doesn't matter if we are in the middle of a pandemic or not. We all have our storms that we're going through, right? Whatever it is, what it is in your life that you're going through. You can lean and trust on God. Has anything else in your life that you've ever tried to do or lean on worked? No, it has not. I cannot tell you the amount of blessings that I have seen me and my family receive in the last, I don't even know how long, and he just continues to bless us and bless us and bless us. And it's so amazing, because then you're able to tell others how he's blessed you, and you're able to actually tell others about God. And what better way to do that than at a time like this, And so if you see somebody that's even down in the grocery store, or a family member that is going in the wrong path, you don't need to chastise them, to beat them to a pulp or anything like that, but you just let them know. Whatever it is that you're going through, give it to God. Try praying, try asking God to help you through it. Tell him what it is that is on your heart. I mean, a lot of people are lonely right now, no family members, no friends, nobody to lean on. We're having to be quarantined right now, losing jobs left and right, hospital beds. My husband's uncle is in the hospital right now, because he has the coronavirus. We just heard the news the other day that one of my husband's cousins just died. A close cousin of his just died from the coronavirus. I mean, it's hitting home now. It's not just, I'm not just hearing it on the news every day. I'm hearing it in our close-knit circle, our family members. My youngest brother had the coronavirus. He had to go to the emergency room, so the reason why I'm talking about coronavirus right now is because that's like the biggest issue. But like I said, we all have our things that we're going through. Me and my family had been financially struggling for years, and so we've had to deal with that off and on, but through the mist and through everything, I can see where God has brought us through step by step, moment by moment, and I didn't have to put in any effort. All I had to do was ask God to help me, and of course, try to be as obedient to his word, be in his word every day, trying to do my best in my Christian walk. And that's all he's asking us to do. Everybody has their different ways of how you should walk and how you should do this, how you should do that. That's why we're individual. You know what I mean? Your walk is your walk. My walk is my walk. We can only give you tips and tricks on what you can do to walk your walk. But nobody knows you better than your Father. And so if you don't know, I wouldn't say go to Google, go to YouTube, go to Dedicated Zippy's channel. Don't do any of that. Go to your Father first. You know what I mean? And then, of course, if he directs you to seek guidance or steps from somebody else, I'm not saying you can never ask somebody for help. But I've noticed throughout my walk that if I don't ask God first and I go to this person or I go to that person, I go there or try to do this resource, 9 times out of 10 it's almost like I've got to end up at God anyway, if that makes sense. So if I'm having trouble, if I'm needing guidance, if I'm needing to be this or that, I run to God and I sit in front of him until I hear him. Or sometimes I don't even have the words to say. Sometimes I can't even utter any words. Sometimes I just get in God's presence and I'm just like in tears sometimes. Or sometimes I'm just silent. But it's beautiful because I can do that. And it doesn't matter how bad of a person you are, how much you think you've messed up, how bad of a sinner you think you are, it doesn't matter. You can go to him. He created you. He knows who you are. He knows what you went through. He knows what you've done. He knows it. So all you've got to do is say, Father, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this, or you did mean to do it. God knows in your heart what happened. But as long as you humble yourself before your Father, you can go to him about anything and he will help you through. If you've got a genuine, sincere heart to want to know God and to want to trust in him and to receive the blessings upon blessings upon blessings upon blessings upon blessings that he has for you in your life, he will give it to you. You will get through it. He'll see you through. I promise you he will. And so I have to just say that because, every day it seems like you hear the bad news, but every day you also can say, man, God, I'm so blessed. I'm blessed. My family's blessed. I woke up today. You even find yourself thanking him for the hair on your head nowadays. It's so powerful to be in Christ. It really is. And when you hear people are actually dying in your family that are close to you, that you've known, that you looked at yesterday and they're not there today, it hits you hard. It's real. It's real, it is real. And so I think I saw a few of you saying, thank you for my loss. I'm sorry for your loss. And I thank you guys so much because it's been hard, y'all. It's been sad. It's been so sad. And I continually make sure that we continually pray over this. And I think about the events that are supposed to happen in the future and in the Bible. And many may say that this is not anything compared to it. And we don't know for sure. All we can go by is what's in the Bible. But there will be a time when it's going to be terrifying, even more terrifying than it is. And I'm not saying me and you are going to be alive for it or not. We might not be. But being informed at least, and knowing your Bible and being ready at least, you've got to be, I can't remember where it said in the Bible, and I'm going to have to look it up. Jesus said that if a thief knew that he was going to be, if somebody knew that a thief was going to come in and rob him, he would have been ready for it. So that's how we need to be ready when Jesus comes. We need to be ready, always ready. If Jesus came back today, would he agree with what I'm doing right now? With this, whatever it is that you're doing, would he agree with it? Do you want Jesus to come back and see what you're doing? He knows anyway, but I'm just saying, you really got to think about those things, especially and you start changing anyway. When you come to Christ, you start changing anyway. You start being aware of Christ, and you start being aware of the bad things that are in your life, and you start changing. You really do. And it doesn't happen overnight. I'm still continuing to change. It doesn't happen overnight. But the point is, you woke up, you're thinking about God. You carry him with you. You think about him when you go to sleep. You think about him throughout the day. Some people don't even do that. Some people don't even do that. So that it's a blessing for you to even carry him with you in your heart. And that's all through the Holy Spirit too. The Holy Spirit does what the Father wants, right? And so if he's put his Spirit inside of you, you're going to start doing what the Father wants you to do. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, you're going to have your challenges, and you're going to have things that are going to affect you, in other words. But the point is, you're trying, you're trying to be obedient. You're doing the best that you know that you can. You're asking God to forgive you. You're humbling yourself. You're fasting. You're praying. You're getting in your word daily. this is all that encompasses a Christian life, or I would say a believer's life, you know, because even sometimes people will put you down calling yourself a certain religion. I just declare myself as a believer. You know, I'm a believer. I believe in the Bible. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. You know, I believe he's my Lord and Savior. And, you know, that's all you've got to do. You just got to continue to press through in doing those things. Yes, you're going to fall back, you know. I mean, you may not all the way backslide, but you may do something that you didn't mean to do. Come before your Father, humble yourself, get on your knees. Father God, I'm sorry. Help me, enable me to get rid of this thing that I keep doing or that I'm doing. And I ask you to forgive me. That's it. That's it. And God will help you through. And I'm sorry, I'm missing out on all my comments here. Let's see. Well, thank you, Meek. Let's see. Oh my God, I know it's about. You are. Oh, goodness. Micah, you are, or I don't know if I'm saying your name right. You are definitely not. God has created you to be who you are, you know, who you are. And you are beautiful. You are beautiful. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. The scriptures say that. Don't ever let anybody put you down for years. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit of my story, and I'm sure you guys have heard it all over my YouTube channel. But I spent my whole life trying to fit in. I've always been that tall, lanky girl. I went to and I'm sorry for saying this, but it's just true. I went to an all white and Mexican school. I was the only black girl there. So I looked different from everybody. I was tall. My hair was nappy. I was black. You know what I mean? I was very skinny. I would even wear 2 or 3 different pairs of jeans just to make it look like I had a little bit of fat on me because I was so skinny. So I spent my whole life trying to fit in and I did things that I would have never done, you know what I'm saying, to impress people. But I realized it doesn't matter if you're Beyonce. It doesn't matter if you're have $1 million. It doesn't matter if, and the reason why I'm using Beyonce as an example, because everybody thinks she's so beautiful, you know. It doesn't matter who you are. In other words, it doesn't matter what you have. People are always going to put you down. People are always going to find something that is not right about you. And I had to learn the hard way because, like I said, I did things to impress everybody. I wore the full face of makeup, the weave, you know, you name it. I did it all to impress other people. I did everything that was not me. I didn't even know who I was anymore because I had become this character and this person that I thought everybody else was accepting. And I changed everything about who I was. I realized, you know what, I don't really like to wear makeup, you know, I like my hair natural. I like to braid my hair up, you know, I like little hoops. I don't like big clunky ear, you know, I mean, I'm just saying I had to figure myself all the way out again because I had changed every part of myself. I'm talking about every part of myself, image, the way that I thought, the way that I talked, the way that I dressed to fit in. And I never fit in. I still don't fit in. So no matter who you are, no matter what you like, it doesn't matter. You're beautiful because God made you. God created you and you're not a mistake. So don't ever call yourself ugly. Don't ever say that I'm not this and I'm not that. You are beautiful. You're beautiful. And own who you are. Own who you are, you know, own who you are. And I had to learn that the hard way. I really did. I had to learn the hard way. I mean, let's see. I remember when I had my son. I had him at 16 years old, you guys. I was not ready for a boyfriend. I wasn't ready for sex, but my boyfriend was pushing me to have sex. And lo and behold, I get pregnant at 16. I was a straight A student. I was smart. I was headed for probably scholarships and college and greatness. But I became that girl after being teased my whole life that became pregnant in high school. I had to deal with that. I'm walking around with a belly at 16 years old in high school. I dropped out of high school. Um, I finished, but you know what? I finished in the outbound program. I was determined. I said, you know what, God, I want to get my diploma. I know I can do this. I was straight A student. I was a good kid. And so with a baby, with a job, married, mind you, I got married at 17. I finished my diploma. I graduated. I carry on, as a matter of fact, with my cap and gown. I'm in my cap and gown. I had my little 1-year-old baby in my hand, 1 or 2 years old, he might have been at the time. In my hand, I walked on that stage, baby in hand, grabbed my diploma, and I was crying, and I walked off that stage. That's who I was. I was a mother. I was a proud mother. I walked up there with my baby and everything because you know what? They made fun of me. They said she wasn't going to graduate. She's a slut. They called me everything. Sorry to say that word, but that's what they called me. And I walked up there with my baby in my hand and I grabbed my diploma and I graduated from high school and went on to college too. So if I can do that, you all can do that too. But I wouldn't suggest anybody get pregnant at 16. You're not ready. You're a baby taking care of a baby. But something in me, I'm going to say God, because God was with me. He helped me to take care of my son and to raise him. He's going to be 15. I'm 31. So he's going to be 15 in February. So when did I graduate? I'm trying to figure out. I graduated in 2007. So there it is. I've got a 15-year-old, y'all, and he's doing good. I made it. So I'm just saying, I've gone through so many different things, and I'm here standing in front of y'all today. And I can tell you guys that if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. Who knows where I would be? Who knows where I would be? He's blessed me with a wonderful husband now, and there are so many people that are single. I noticed that even people that are closest to me, and they're always trying to force a relationship, right? And I was that person. I'm guilty as charged. I'm guilty as charged. I try to make relationships work too. But God, when they say God is the ultimate matchmaker, he truly is. And he knows you enough, and he knows who he's created you to be, to have created somebody else who is perfectly going to fit with you. So for you to not wait on that person, you're just doing yourself harm, and I'm a witness of it. I'm a very affectionate person by nature. It was very hard for me to be single because I love love, you know what I mean? I love to be held. I love affection. I love to be with somebody. I don't like being single at all, But God had to sit me down, sit down, pray. I had to pray I had to pray for the husband that I wanted to have, first of all, wait for him, and then still have to deal with all of these emotions that were going through me of being single, I mean, you know how it is. And so when I say it happened when I didn't expect for it to happen, it was amazing. It was amazing. And he may not be Prince Charming. He may not be the man maybe in your mind that you're expecting him to be, but he's going to perfectly fit with you. And it's going to be like, there's not going to be any shadiness going on in your life, There's not going to be any shadiness between you and him. There's not going to be any of that awkward craziness that happens in relationships that I see so often, even in relationships that I've had before. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're going to be perfectly fit together, but you've got to wait for God. Don't sell yourself short and try to make things happen for yourself. Wait for God to make it happen. Even if you have to wait 10 years, it is going to be worth the wait, because you're going to spend those 10 years, if you're trying to make it happen yourself, in misery, and relationship after relationship, heartache after heartache, messiness after messiness. I've been there. So wait for God. Get before your father, try and fast if you can. Pray always for the husband that you want, for yourself, for God to give you strength. I have a couple of videos on singleness here on YouTube that I will try, if I remember, to link down, but it's going to be worth it. And God is going to shape you, and allow God to shape you into the person that you need to be in order to be in a relationship. I tell people all the time, besides having children, marriage is one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with. You know, I love my marriage and I love being married, but when I say I've been pushed and pulled and humbled and you know, every which way that I can be stretched and pulled, I have been. It pushes you to the limit. Marriage is not just for somebody that wants to be married. You've got to work at your marriage. And us as women, we have to be the ones that are the helpmeet, right? So that means that we do a lot of the humbling. We really do, you know? And so you've got to be ready for that husband or that wife that you are praying or that you're wanting so hard to be with. So allow God to do in you what he needs to do in you, whether he needs to instill in you more patientness, or if you need to, you know, say if you're a housewife and you don't know how to go grocery shopping yet, or, you know, whatever it is, God is going to make you into the woman or man that you need to be for that man or woman that you're waiting for also. And allow God to do that. That takes some time. It really does. God will have to, if you're anything like me, God will have to do a lot of changing in you. I was very much a firecracker, you know. I would definitely run off at the mouth. I would get upset. I would stomp my little feet around the house, and, you know, but I realized that when God blessed me with my true husband, I had to grow up, you know. I had to woman up. I couldn't just stomp my little feet around and throw my little tantrum, you know. A lot of times I find myself having to give a lot of things to God. And a lot of fights and things like that. Me and my husband hardly ever fight. I think we've had maybe 3 or 4 fights, big ones anyway, since we've been married. And we've been married for 4 years. We just don't fight. We're best friends like that. But when I tell you it takes strength out of me to do that, you know, to just shut my mouth when I don't want to shut my mouth, it does. But it pays off, and it's a blessing. It really is. And I'm telling you, whatever it was that you were so mad about, that you were about to blow up about, you'll forget about it. Or if you give it to God, God will take care of it. It'll take care of itself, you know. A lot of things that people fight over, or that I've learned that I would fight over before in the past, are not even worth it, you know. If you've got a strong man, a godly man, a man that's willing to take care of you and your children, you've got to treat that man like the king that God has called him to be in your life. You know, you really do. And sometimes that means you've got to just hush, you know, hush and say, okay, you know, and go in your war room, even if you want to cry, or your war room, your closet, wherever you pray, your bathroom, go and cry to God, you know. 'Cause you know, you want to make sure that your husband, just like in Proverbs 31, that he's going to call you blessed, that he's not going to lack anything, you know, that you are the ruby, you know, that Proverbs 31 calls a woman of noble character, a virtuous woman. If you want to portray that, you've got to show that and be that even in your husband's life. And he really will call you blessed. He will. I promise you he will. He's going to cherish you. He's going to love you. You're going to love him and cherish him. And you guys are going to be happy. Not saying you're not going to have your downfalls. You will absolutely have your downfalls. But the point is, you work with them together, not apart. A lot of couples work with everything apart. Even their finances, you know. Maybe both of you work in the house. You've got your separate bank account. You've got your separate bank account, but you guys are married. You never know what your husband makes. You never know what your wife makes. You know, that's being separate. You've got to come together in everything if you want this to work, because your husband's got to be able to trust you. Your wife's got to be able to trust you. And if you run into anything, you've got to be able to work it out together, whether it be finances, your kids, you know, bills, whatever it is, you know, everything that encompasses a marriage, it's together, not apart, together. And so you know, I can't stress enough how important it is to wait for God to bring that perfect person into your life. And I don't know how I got onto marriage, but I know with all my heart, marriage is so close to me in my heart. Because I've always been that person that wanted marriage and loved marriage. And like I said, I love being with somebody, but I've had to work at it. And God had to do a 360 in me. And so I can now say what it takes to do it, you know, and you can't just give up because you have a little fight and say, oh, well, it's over, we're broken up. You know, you're married, you gotta make it work, you know. And I'm not saying now, I've said this before, if somebody's abusing you or abusing your children or doing something inappropriately that they're not supposed to, you separate yourself from that situation and you get before God and ask him what you should do. But you should not just be sitting there getting abused or your children getting abused in any way or harmed in any way. Separate yourself from that situation. Ask God to help you and you know, direct you in whatever you need to do from there. Don't just sit there and be abused. You know, I've been that person that's been abused also. And I would never go through that again. If I knew what I know now, I would have never have gone through that. Never. So don't sit there and stay in that relationship if that's going on. But if it's anything else, you know, you guys can work together. You can do it. You know, you married him, he married you, you love each other. And even if you don't want to say it, even if you're mad is all, I don't know, you know, still, you know, find it in your heart to say, I love you. You know what I mean? And I bet you y'all will be back to your good old selves again. You know, I can't tell you how many times that's worked. I'll just be like, you know, why am I sitting here, you know, about to fall off the bed because I'm so mad, scooting to the edge of the bed, when I could just reach over, hug my husband and say, you know what, I'm sorry, and I love you, and I thank you, and I appreciate you. Because you want to let them know that you love them and appreciate them. You know, you've got to do that. You've got to do that sometimes. But anyway, I said I wasn't going to be long-winded, and I'm 32 minutes in. But my husband will be home in a little bit. We're going to cut some cake, my daughter's cake. So, and if you guys could see the cake, I tried to attempt to make a cake myself. I haven't made a cake, mind you. I make cakes all the time, but I do them in the little sheets. And so I haven't made like a 2-layered cake where you do the 2 round pans in so long. When I say that thing is a mess, you guys would laugh. It's lopsided. I don't have enough frosting on one side. I mean, but she said, it's okay, Mom. I love it. So that's what we're going to eat. It's I don't know what it is. It's some kind of, oh God, Zip, what kind of cake did you make? I don't even remember. I know it's got buttercream frosting because I don't eat cake as much as I used to. But I do love birthday cake. I really do. But we're going to go eat that cake or do the cake whenever he gets here. Well, happy smile. I would say if there's any sort of hesitation in you, and this is just speaking off of experience, if there's any sort of hesitation in you at all, doubt, you should take it to God and pray about it first, of course. But I would say if there's any sort of hesitation or doubt, then that's your answer 9 times out of 10. Because I'm going to let you know I've done that too. You know, if I wrestle with that all the time, and I do this, especially when it comes to shopping, which is a big area, a big problem that I've dealt with so much. But if I have a doubt about it, if I'm going back and forth and I'm not absolutely sure on it, and I know I've prayed about it and God hasn't given me an actual okay or a sign or a go ahead, then I know I shouldn't do it. Because if it's absolutely what you should do, you're not going to have a doubt about it, you know, when it comes to things like that. Now, there have been things in my life that I've totally had doubts about, and I've taken the risk and it panned out okay. So take it to God. Take it to God and ask him. But make sure that you pay attention to that doubt that you have in you. You know, make sure you pay attention to that. Because you wouldn't be having, you know, the doubts about it and going back and forth so much if it was the right thing. Absolutely right thing to do. Let's see. Save us some. Yeah, I mean, well, I love to cook. I love to bake. Sweets are my absolutely favorite thing in the world to eat. But I've gone through extensive, I'm not gonna go too personal in this, but I've had very bad digestive problems. We'll just put it that way, where I don't go for days, sometimes weeks, you know, without going to the bathroom. And so I had to change my eating habits and my diets extensively. So I eat cake and cookies and stuff like that. I still do. I still eat it, but I eat it in moderation now. Mostly my diet is consisted of healthier options, we'll just say, because I'm not going to call myself the healthiest person in the world, because I'm not. And I'm not one of those people that don't believe in, you know, not eating eggs or cheese or milk, or not putting anybody down that doesn't, because that is what's right for you, right? And so if you want to be totally, I guess vegan is the diet, or vegetarian, that is your decision. That is up to you. But for me and my diet, and for me and my health issues that I've gone through, I have to eat mostly healthy things. And so I don't eat a lot of cake, but today's an exception. But I love to cook it and I love to bake it. I really do. And I do bake a lot of my cookies. I even make my own bread, y'all. I make my own homemade bread, and it's the bomb. If you guys ever make your own bread, it's time consuming, yes, but it's worth it. You know, it's worth it. I make a loaf every week. You know, we go through a loaf of bread about every week. I would say about every 5 days to a week, and I make my own bread. Excuse me. So I never thought I could make bread either, but I decided to look up a recipe one day, and I perfected it to the way that I like it, and I make my own bread. So I've just, with the diet that I go with now, I find myself having to make a lot of things, and to make a lot of my food, and to cook a lot more. I don't even eat out, which, you know, having a family of 6, you don't want to eat out too much anyway, because it's going to cost you so much. But I've learned to cook my own recipes at home. I probably do 95% of my own cooking. And that's another thing I probably should talk about, is a lot of health and diet. But you know what? I don't go off of YouTube or anybody's diet. I go off of what God speaks to me to eat. And I know that sounds crazy, but I finally came up with a diet that's perfect for me. I have no issues anymore. It's just perfect for me. And I basically stick to the same things that I eat. And it's mostly healthy things. You know, it's mostly fruits, vegetables, you know, rice, beans, you know, things like that. I do eat chicken, of course, and I have the occasional steak and stuff too, you know, I really do. But, you know, I found out that it is very important for you to eat right, and for you to eat what's good for you, you know. And so there you go, eat by faith. And that's exactly what I had to do. And a lot of people look at me crazy when I say that, but you know, with social media and YouTube and, you know, the internet, there are so many different diets out there. And I'm the type of person that I want to cut dry. You know, I don't want to have to go, it just confuses me to go through so many different videos and so many different avenues. I had to go to God. I was like, God, you're going to have to help me on this. I am going through these problems. I don't know what to do, you know. I've watched this video, I've looked at this internet post, I've looked at this. This is not helping. Different people tell you to eat different ways. How do I know how to eat? And so literally that's how I learned how to eat. That's how I learned how to eat. I started listening to my body, of course, listening to, even when I go to the grocery store, if I feel like that's not right for me to pick up, I don't pick it up. You know what I mean? And that's how I buy my groceries and things like that. Of course, I plan meals because I have a family of 6, so I have to plan my meals, so I don't just pick up any and everything. But for me, I pick up practically the same things. And let's see. Yes, I do fast. I implement fasting on a regular basis. Now, I don't do something that's called intermittent fasting or whatever. I fast when I feel like I need to humble myself before God, or, if I feel like just anytime that I need to pray and fast, that's the kind of fasting that I do. And I've never done a fast more than like 2-3 days because I'm little as it is. And so if I fast, over a certain amount of time, I'll probably pass out or something, I don't know. But yes, I do fast. I fast and I pray. Absolutely. On a regular basis, I do. I would say anywhere from probably one to 2 times a month, I fast. But it's just to humble myself and bring myself back before God and be in prayer and in my Bible. And I do different kinds of fasting though, not just from food, but like if I feel like I'm been watching YouTube videos too much, or if I feel like I've just lost my focus somewhere, I'll fast from that, or fast from my phone, or fast from different things, which I'm not on my phone much anyway, but sometimes I do get in these funks where I'm just like, scrolling through Poshmark or something like that, trying to look for something to, and I'm so silly. I will look, but I usually don't buy because I don't, I try not to be wasteful, if that makes sense. And so I buy here and there, but, I've got a family of 6. We've definitely got to be conscious of our income. And so, yeah. Did you know your husband's spiritual stance before agreeing? Yes, I did know my husband's spiritual stance. And you said, how is your mom? My mom's doing great. She's 100% recovered. Yes, I did. And that was important for me because I didn't want to be with somebody that didn't at least believe in God, and wasn't at least trying to, acknowledge God or pursue God in any way. So he had to at least, believed in God, because I noticed that if you get with somebody that doesn't believe in God, their lifestyle is embodied of that, if that makes sense. It really is, And let me see, without being pushy. When I think about how many times I come to God, if I feel like I'm getting off of track, I don't want to say I'm pushy, but I'm constantly in prayer to God. I'm constantly in prayer if I feel like I'm losing my fire, if I feel like I'm getting off track, if I didn't get in my Bible or whatever. I'm like, God, please help me to come back to you. Please, help to humble me, help me not to pull away from you. I'm constantly in prayer. So I don't know if that's being pushy to God or not, but I constantly stay in prayer to him, You got to stay in prayer. You got to constantly keep talking to him. And I think God would rather you come to him and pray to him as many times and however much you can than to not, than to not. Well, I'm just going to speak off of experience. People are going to hurt you. People have hurt me. My closest relatives have hurt me. have hurt me. And it's hard. It really is. But somehow God does give you the strength. You just got to continue to pray. And I'd say praying in release and asking God to bless and help those, for they know not what they do. Just like what Jesus said. Help them, for they know not what they do, and that helps, that lets you know that, hey, I'm praying for them, but I'm also praying for your strength, God, to help me to get through this, because there's no easy way. When somebody hurts you, especially if it's somebody that you love, somebody that you care about, somebody that you cherish, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. I'm a walking, talking, living, being of that, and it happens to me almost. My husband can tell you almost on a daily basis I feel like I'm being hurt and taken advantage of by my family members and people, my friends and people that I trust and love. They just have taken total advantage of me. They really have. Oh gosh, I'm losing my comments. They're coming too fast. Let's see. Let's see. To force the worship, but I would like. Okay. So don't force him. Don't force him if you're dating somebody that's not as on, worshiping as much as you do. Don't force him. Make sure that you continue to pray over him though, because if you force him, it's going to push him. In my experience, it pushes them further away. You've got to give that one to God. You've got to pray over him. Especially those who manipulate. That's true. People do know exactly what they're doing when they manipulate you. And I've had to learn that the hard way. I've had to learn that the hard way. I don't. I do not have a church home yet. I left my church over 3 years ago that I was going to out here. Nor has God led me to one as of yet. I'm still continuing to pray over that. But what I do is, well, I have 4 kids, but we have worship at home. We dedicate that day, not only the Sabbath, but also Sunday. We make sure that we dedicate that time and that day to God, whether we're in our Bible, whether we're having a little fellowship with me and my husband and my family here together. That's what we do. That's what we do. And it's been all right. It's been all right. Hi, it's good to see you too, Donna. I hope I didn't miss anybody's comments. I have been on here for 50 minutes, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and finish cooking dinner because I've got something in the oven. And then I'm going to go ahead and do happy birthday. It's getting dark anyway, as you guys can see. I'm losing my daylight, but I love you guys so much, and I just want to thank you guys for all of the blessings that you guys have continued to shower upon me. And it doesn't matter in what shape or form, in comments and emails, in your special gifts and offerings and things that you guys have done for me. It has been nothing but a blessing. I love you guys so much. And I'm going to continue to hopefully upload more videos or do more lives with you. I think I like the live more because I can talk to you guys and I can chat with you guys and I feel like I'm with you guys. It just feels a little more personal. And I love it. I enjoy it. And if I didn't get to your question, put it down below, or my email is, I always have it listed. Either I'll have it listed down below as well. And I'll try to remember to link those videos that I was talking about. But I love you guys so much. And I hope you guys enjoy your week. And I will see you guys soon.